Hey guys, Brent here with Bring Your Own Tools, aka BYOT. Thank you for joining me, and today we are going to be dressing up these stools. I've had these stools in my garage for a long time and didn't know what to do with them other than just throw them away. But I found an item on Pinterest and it gave me a little inspiration, so we're going to refinish them. Let's get started.
And obviously, step number one, get a stool, and preferably, obviously, with this project, a wooden stool. For this project, we're going to be using spray paint, and as you can see, there are a lot of options. But for this project, we're going to be using Rust-Oleum flat white paint, Montana gold spray paint, Duplicolor clear coat, Varathane satin polyurethane, plastic wrap, painter's tape, sander with 2 different grits of sandpaper, felt pads, and some sort of respiratory mask. Now you don't have to have one of these, but if you're doing this project inside, make sure to get one. So go ahead and grab your sander and let's start sanding. I am using 300 grit sandpaper on the vast majority of this project. Now I'm not trying to remove the existing paint on the stool, I'm just trying to rough up the surface so the paint that we actually apply to it later will actually adhere to it properly. Now it may take a little while to get all the little nooks and crannies on the stool sanded and taken care of, but this prep portion of this project is very important to the overall outcome of it. So you'll want to make sure and take your time here. Now on this project I had these metal rails that actually hold the stool together. I'm taking 120 grit sandpaper and just roughing it up slightly just so the paint that we spray on it later will actually adhere to it. Now the only area in which you're going to be removing all of this paint is going to be at the very top of the stool. I'm using 120 grit sandpaper first just to get all the rough stuff off, and then after that I'm going to be going over it again with 300 grit sandpaper just to give it a nice smooth finish. I got very lucky on this project because underneath this caked on layer of white paint there's actually a very nice wood surface, which will look great once we put our polyurethane finish over the top of it. Now that my hands look like the guy from Powder, it's time to start painting it. So I'm actually putting down a layer of protection first because of the fact that I don't want all this white paint everywhere. And I'm also going to be adding a fan because of the fact that I'm inside and I want to ventilate this area. I'm using a flat protective enamel by Rust-Oleum. It's a product that I've used for years and it has a great adhesion rate as well as just an overall great primer slash flat white paint. One of the biggest factors of using spray paint is to try and avoid drips or globs of paint when you're spraying. It's easier said than done. For example, the way I avoid drips when spray painting is I actually start spraying before I contact the actual surface I want to spray, and then I finish off on the other side. I do not stop and start spraying on the actual surface. I mean, look at the difference there. No drips. Drips. You don't want that. Get it out of there. Now one thing I didn't capture on video is actually taping the top of the stool itself. I would highly recommend this, otherwise all of the overspray from the spray paint will get onto the stool and you don't want to sand that off again. Once your paint is dry, go ahead and take your plastic wrap and wrap it from top to bottom. And trust me, I mean top to bottom. You'll be very surprised as to how far the paint that we're using to paint the rim of the stool will actually go. Now the last bit of prep work is to actually tape the top of the plastic wrap to the top of the stool, just to make sure that there's no overspray. Now the spray paint that I'm using to get this sweet blue color is Montana cans. Now this is a specialty spray paint that's acrylic, and it is the best spray paint you can buy out there that I personally recommend highly. This product dries extremely fast, and guess what? If you don't like this blue color, there are a plethora of options to choose from. So go online and find one that you like. After you're done spray painting, go ahead and remove the plastic wrap as well as the tape and see how good you did at your prep work. As you can see, like I said, making sure you get every single little area, yep, at the very bottom, it still reached there. Unbelievable. And as I said before, if you do decide to tape the top of the stool, you don't have to worry about overspray. Yay! Literally remove all of the tape and you are ready for your clear coat. Now this clear coat that I purchased was actually at an auto store and it's actually for rims, but it's perfect for this type of application. If you're asking yourself why we are actually putting a clear coat over the paint, well, it's because of the fact that if you don't, every single little scuff mark you will see on this paint. And trust me, the last thing you want is to see a bunch of scuff marks after you put all this hard work, time, and energy into refinishing these stools. Now in all reality, you could probably use this clear coat finish on the top of the stool, but I might as well use the proper product, which is the Varathane polyurethane finish, which is for wood surfaces and is extremely fast drying. So literally all I do is put a couple coats of this on and let it dry for 5 minutes and you should be good to go. And of course lastly, you got to put on your nice little felt pads at the bottom to give it a nice final touch. And there you have it. Look at that magnificent, sexy beast of a difference. Oh my goodness. That is quite the improvement based upon what we had originally. Pretty incredible.
And there you go. Episode number 3 of BYOT done. Good to go. It's pretty amazing what you can do with a little bit of sandpaper and paint. Quite the difference. In any case, thank you for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. And please let me know what you want me to do in my next video. I might do it. In any case, thank you for your time and catch you next time. You're just the ugliest little stool there ever was. You know what? You're just like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. You're just a dirty little whore. But you know what? We'll just dress you up real nice and look good. You'll be just as good as new. Yes, you will. Oh. Hey guys, Brent here with Bring Your Own Tools, aka BYOT. Thank you for joining me, and today we are going to be dressing up these stools. I've had these stools in my garage for a long time and didn't know what to do with them other than just throw them away. But I found an item on Pinterest and it gave me a little inspiration, so we're going to refinish them. Let's get started.
And obviously step number 1, get a stool. And preferably, obviously, with this project, a wooden stool. For this project, we're going to be using spray paint. And as you can see, there are a lot of options. But for this project, we're going to be